Trumpets stand attention. Trumpets. Change your music. Attention! Port! On! Hurley! Halt!
Chief's Guard, take care, attention.
And front 1 and 2
And fence, fire locks.
and 1 and 2 and 3.
Cool. 10,
Once again, good afternoon and welcome. Today, the United States Army, Military District of Washington, represented by the soldiers of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone, pay a special tribute to several soldiers who are retiring after many years of distinguished service to the United States Army and our nation. Participating in today's review from left to right is the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone, formed in 1922 by then Army Chief of Staff, General John J. Pershing. The United States Army Band is the premier band of our senior service. Pershing Zone provides musical support for ceremonies and special events in our nation's capital and throughout the United States. The United States Army Band is under the direction of Major Aaron Morris and led by Drum Major Ben Cadle. Elements of the Old Guard include Bravo Company, commanded by Captain William McKinnon and led by Sergeant First Class Stephen Urey. Next on line is Charlie Company, commanded by Captain Alan Reynolds and led by Sergeant First Class Colt Stafford. Next on line is Honor Guard Company, commanded by Captain John Keeley and led by Sergeant First Class Andrew J. Following is the Commander-in-Chief's Guard, patterned after the unit created by General George Washington in 1776 to be his personal guard. The Commander-in-Chief's Guard is commanded by First Lieutenant Thomas Montano and led by Sergeant First Class Joshua Jenkins. The last element on line, dressed in the Continental Musician's uniform, is the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. During the American Revolution, musicians wore the reverse colors of their parent infantry units. The men and women of the United States Army Old Guard, Fife, and Drum Corps maintain this tradition by wearing red coats instead of the infantry blue. The Corps is led today by Drum Major Aaron Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the commander of troops for today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Charles F. Wall, Commander, 1st Battalion, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Since the days of the American Revolution, the colors have been one of the most important elements of a military unit. Therefore, taking the center of our formation in just a moment, and bearing the national color is the nation's foremost color team, the 3rd Infantry's Continental Color Guard, led by Sergeant Jesse Hubbard. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors.
Advance the colors. Present. Arms.
1 and 2 and 3.
Staff. Present. Arms. Staff. Order. Order.
Please be seated.
Staff. Left. Face.
Colors ready, cut. Colors, dress center, jet.
Officer, dress center. Jets.
Colors ready, run.
Officer, ready. Run.
The history of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment reflects the growth and development of our nation. 55 well-earned campaign streamers, 2 Valorous Unit Awards, 5 Meritorious Unit Commendations, and 5 Superior Unit Awards attest to the Old Guard's record of bravery in action and achievements during peacetime. In 1922, the War Department granted permission for the Old Guard to pass and review with bayonets fixed. The Old Guard will now fix bayonets to the traditional beat of the drum.
Sound, fix bayonets.
Ladies and gentlemen, taking the reviewing stand are the reviewing officials for today's ceremony. Colonel Brian A. Hughes, Chief Warrant Officer 4 Edwin D. Gira, and Command Sergeant Major Timothy L. Banks. Accompanied by the host, Major General Christopher Norrie, Director of People First Task Force, and Command Sergeant Major Philip D. Whittington Jr., Command Sergeant Major, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard.
Present. Arms. Staff. Present. Arms. Staff. Order. Order. Arms. Order. Arms.
And 1, and 2, and 3.
Go! Order! Oh! Color, ready, cut!
Ha. Ready. Rest.
And 1, and 2.
Sound off. Staff. Up, ready. Rest. Old guard. Attention.
One and two.
Coat, pipe, shoulder, on. Roll, ready, cut.
Horses staff. Staff. Right. Face.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors and remain standing for the United States national anthem.
Colors. Forward. March. Sir, the purse is to be honored and colors are present.
Present the command.
Shoulder. Arms.
And one and two and three.
Present. On.
One and two and three.
Attachment. Present. Arms.
Please be seated.
Detachment. Order. Arms. Order. Arms.
Order. Locks.
And 1, and 2, and 3.
Ceremonial. At ease.
And 1, and 2.
Staff. Ceremonial. At ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Norrie and Command Sergeant Major Winnington are moving to the floor to honor the retirees. Headquarters Department of the Army Special Orders. By order of the Secretary of the Army, the following soldiers of the Department of the Army are retired. Colonel Brian A. Hughes, Judge Advocate. Chief Officer 4, Edwin D. Gira, Quartermaster. Command Sergeant Major Timothy L. Banks, Adjutant General. Colonel Alan D. Burrell, Military Intelligence. Colonel Rolanda D. Military Police. Colonel Eric S. Kreider, Armor. Colonel Eric J. Eberline, Military Intelligence. Colonel Ryan C. Hellerstedt, Military Intelligence. Colonel Charles P. Hogerboom, the 4th Engineer Corps. Colonel Joel S. Lindeman, Signal Corps. Colonel Antoine T. Nguyen, Logistics. Colonel John A. Aquat, Aviation. Colonel Terrence L. Schooler, Aviation. Colonel Timothy A. Sharp, Medical Services. Colonel Joseph W. Young, Logistics. Lieutenant Colonel Dennis S. Blunt, Finance and Controller. Lieutenant Colonel Vernon D. Greer, Signal Corps. Lieutenant Colonel Ryan F. Liebhaber, Infantry. Lieutenant Colonel Matthew H. Lund, Judge Advocate. Lieutenant Colonel Veronica B. McMorris, Nurse Corps. Lieutenant Colonel David A. Olberg, Veterinary Corps. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander R. Schneider, Judge Advocate. Lieutenant Colonel Laura Jane Stevens, Medical Services. Lieutenant Colonel Paul D. Ung, Logistics. Lieutenant Colonel Eric R. Velasquez, Chemical. Lieutenant Colonel Jamal T. Williams, Armor. Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin E. Wilson, Logistics. Major Jeffrey M. Emmons, Logistics. Major April M. Kimball, Medical Services. Major Solomon A. Preco, Acquisitions. Major Diana V. Taylor, Signal Corps. Major Aaron J. Wiggins, Military Intelligence. Chief Officer 3, Chad R. Fox, Cyber. Sergeant Major, Adjutant General. Sergeant Major Nubia N. Rivera, Medical Services. First Sergeant Jesse T. Chege, Medical Services. Master Sergeant Shamika L. Bradley, Quartermaster. Master Sergeant Roderick R. Malden, Military Intelligence. Sergeant First Class Tyresha N. Malden, Adjutant General. Sergeant First Class Katiera B. De Jesus, Medical Services. Sergeant First Class Lemuel D. Pierce Jr., Medical Services. Staff Sergeant Tremel Peterson, Ordnance. Staff Sergeant Richard A. Sellner, Aviation. We are proud to recognize these soldiers' devotion to our country, and we wish them happiness and prosperity in their well-earned retirement.
Attention. Old guard. Attention.
1 and 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the posting of the colors.
Posted colors. Staff, right. Face.
Please be seated.
Staff, up, face.
Colors, ready, cut.
Ceremonial. At ease.
Colors, stand at E.
Staff, ceremonial. At ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Nori.
I really appreciate an opportunity to speak this afternoon. Hey, for the retirees, I'm going to ask you just take a moment. We've all been to lots of these ceremonies, and invariably you might be thinking about everything except this moment, right? You've got family here, maybe things to do, other things kind of bouncing around. And what I'd ask you to consider is that the entire universe this afternoon, the pageantry, the splendor, the grandeur, the wonder of our Army, family, friends, all of this is on display here just for you this afternoon. And what I ask you to do, just take a minute and look around and focus on this moment in time. And we fervently hope that you'll remember this ceremony and this time forever in the same way that we will also always remember you and your impact and all the wonderful things that you've done for all of us over a lifetime of service to our country and our Army. Fellow general officers, flag officers, command sergeants major, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, but most importantly, retiring soldiers and your families, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. Colonel Hughes, Chief Guerra, Sergeant Major Banks, job well done as our reviewing officials for today's retirement ceremony. A combined 80 years of service between those three up on the stage. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. On behalf of the 40th Chief of Staff of the Army, General James McConville, it is my honor to host today's special ceremony in honor of your service to our nation. Welcome and thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing this special time, this ceremony, with this amazing group of American patriots. Whether here in person or virtually, this is a special ceremony, special for our retirees, special for their families and friends, and incredibly special for our Army. You have truly honored these professional soldiers and honored their Army families with your presence, both in person and virtually. I'd like to start by recognizing the Commander of Troops, Lieutenant Colonel Wall, the outstanding soldiers of the Old Guard and the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own. These great soldiers to your front represent over 1 million professional and dedicated soldiers in uniform today, and they make this ceremony, just like everything else they do, look and feel special. We cannot talk about a retiree without discussing selfless service, which is one of our Army's values, and something that each soldier who just stood before us clearly exemplifies. In fact, this group of 45 diverse retiring leaders represents, and please just take a moment to pause on this, they represent a combined 1,143 years of selfless service to our nation. And collectively, and this also is exceptionally humbling, they represent over 72 years of combat experience. As selfless servants, they've dedicated themselves to the profession of arms, in some cases for over 39 years, putting the welfare of the nation, the welfare of our Army, their soldiers, the welfare of their subordinates before their own. To the American public, they are simply soldiers and Army professionals. But to us, you are our Army family, and we are bound by a common thread of duty, honor, and country. During the span of your incredible careers, these professionals did everything our country asked of you and more. Everything from deterring and fighting enemies in combat to training soldiers and partner forces at home and overseas. They have informed the modernization of our force. They adapted to strategic competition priorities and achieved remarkable success in everything they faced. Most importantly, they led. It is what makes our Army different than any other Army around the globe. These American heroes led soldiers, accomplished the mission, and did so while always putting our soldiers first. To the families, I know you're so proud of your loved ones today. I can assure you that the soldiers they led, their peers, their leaders, and veterans are proud as well. I am honored to have served on the same winning team. We are all honored to have served on the same winning team with all of them and with you. You've served and in many cases fought in places such as Bosnia, Kuwait, Iraq, Afghanistan, Kosovo, Somalia, Europe, and South America. You trained and honed their skills in places like the hills of South Korea, the endless deserts of the National Training Center, the marshes of the Joint Readiness Training Center, on the snow-covered fields of the Joint Multinational Training Center, and other distant places, all while sacrificing time away from their families. Our Army's commitment to our nation continues as soldiers, just like this incredible group retiring today, continue to protect all of us around the world and continue to adapt readiness for competition and the next crisis, contingency, or conflict. During their honorable service, they became leaders and experts in military skills. They coached, taught, and mentored the next generation to ensure our responsibilities to our Constitution and defense of our nation remain our North Star. You left your fingerprints on the lasting legacy of this great Army, and we are so incredibly and deeply thankful for each and every one of you for this. When you ask them why they serve, they will likely humbly respond, I wanted to serve my country, or I wanted to make a difference, or I wanted to serve a bigger purpose than myself. 1,000 different reasons for joining and serving, but I have to believe that love played a part. If you think about it, there's an HBO miniseries, Band of Brothers, and a lot of people think that's a war story. I actually see that a little differently. I think it's a love story. Those soldiers loved each other, and that love caused them to endure great privation, to sacrifice greatly for our nation and for each other, and to accomplish great things in behalf of our nation and our Army. I think that that same thing applies to you, this outstanding group of retirees that selflessly served for 20-plus years because of your love for our fellow soldiers. These great leaders kept our citizens, our country, and our allies and partners safe during incredibly challenging and difficult time. Their uniforms, if you have a chance, tell a story of our Army profession, of preparing themselves and their units, of battles fought and won, of overseas and stateside missions to aid those in need, and of incredible valor and sacrifice. For every ribbon, every badge, every combat stripe, which there are 144 combat stripes in this group of retirees today, there's a story that's not told. The story of families who served alongside our soldiers, who shared in their sacrifices and provided our soldiers the support, strength, and courage to accomplish what our nation has asked. Our families are truly the strength of our soldiers. You supported these amazing retirees every day throughout their careers. You were there for missed birthdays, missed anniversaries, missed sporting events, and other special occasions. So on behalf of our nation, I want to start by thanking our families again for your unwavering support and sacrifice to our soldiers and to our Army. And I would ask that everyone here please join me with a round of applause for all of our Army families. To our honored guests retiring today, I congratulate you. We all congratulate you with a tremendous amount of love, admiration, and respect for an incredibly well-done job. You stood guard and maintained the eternal vigilance which has kept this country free for 247 years. And we are all so honored to have had the privilege of serving with each of you. You are professional problem solvers and professional team builders. You exemplify the American spirit of getting things done and taking care of people. As you enter the retiree roles, know that you are a soldier for life, and though not in uniform, we have no doubt that you will continue to lead by example in your communities and serve our nation. You will always be an ambassador to our Army. We encourage you to also be an advocate and to encourage America's finest sons and daughters to follow your example. You are officially charged to ensure that our Army finds the best talent for our next mission. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Army leadership and a grateful nation, thank you for your many years of incredibly selfless service. And if you could, please join me in one additional round of applause for all of our retirees. God bless you, and God bless our families. I wish you the very best, we all do, as you move on to your next chapters as a soldier for life. Army strong.
Stand by. Step. Attention. Hold guard. Attention.
1 and 2.
Colors, right shoulder, off. Hold, ready, cut.
Pass in review.
Hold guard. Pass in review. Right.
And 3.
Front leg close to the rear.
4 steps.
Hard.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bounce.
Forward. March.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Army Song!
Sir, this concludes today's ceremony. Incredible job by the old guard and Pershing Zone. Thank you.
Forward. March.
The United States Army is honored to represent at today's special ceremony. Thank you for attending and enjoy the rest of your day. Please feel free to move down to the floor and take pictures with the retirees.